Hey guys, coming right back at you. I want to talk to you about something that is near and dear to every fisherman's heart, as particularly a tournament fisherman, whether you're a bass fisherman or a walleye fisherman. This is important, and that is fish care. And we want to make sure that we take care of our resource and turn back fish alive as much as we can. We all know that fish are going to die eventually for some reason. You get one hooked in the tongue, or you gut hook one and way down in the gullet. Chances are that fish is going to die, especially if you get hooked in the tongue. So, but what we owe it, like I said, to our environment, to make sure that we do what we can to make sure that we can preserve our resource. And so, with that being said, I want to talk to you about fish care. Now, I live in the South, and in many parts of the country, it's hot. It's hot here in Tennessee, and it's only going to get hotter. And the water temperature on my home lake is 79 degrees right now. And it's only going to get hotter as the summer goes along, and the water temperature is going to climb. It's going to get in the mid to upper 80s, maybe even into the low 90s. I've seen it into the 90s here. And in some parts of the country, it's already in the 90s. So fish care is optimal. So what do we got to do? Here's what we got to do. Now, before you even get to the lake, when you stop to get your gas in the morning, or you stop to get you a cup of coffee somewhere, you need to get you a bag or two of ice, and you need to dump it in your live well. Dump that ice in the live well. Next thing you need to do when you get to the lake is you need to make sure that you plug your overflow valve off. Just put a plug in it. Why? Because when you fill your live well up with water, you don't want that cool water going out, and you don't want to leave your fill valve, your fill switch on to where it's on the timer where it pumps water in from the lake, because that's just going to negate everything that you're trying to accomplish. It's just going to melt that ice down. So once you get your live well in with that ice, plug it up, turn that fill up off once you get your water in there, and then set it on recirculate. And now the other thing you need to do is you need to make sure that in this tournament stuff, whether it is day tournament or a night tournament, it all applies, because just because it's nighttime doesn't mean the fish are not at risk. So the next thing you need to do is you need to get you some G juice, TH Marine's G juice. This stuff right here calms the fish. It helps revitalize the slime that's been knocked off of those fish by either netting the fish or boat flipping them and letting them bounce around on the carpet. So we want to make sure we do that. So you got them in the water. Now, the next thing you need to do is, before you put them in that live well, is back in the day, we used to have clips that went through the fish's mouth into the gill plate, and sometimes you catch one later and have a slit in it that long from that thing. So get you a set of cull tags. TH Marine makes the G-Man G-Force cull tags. It's a lip gripper. It doesn't pierce the fish at all, and you need that. And that's going to lead to the next thing that you're going to need to have for fish care. Now, as a tournament fisherman, I don't like to guess at my fish. I don't like to just take my fish, put them on the cold beam, and throw them in the live well unless they're in a school of fish, and then I can slow down. But what I want you to do, or what I do, and what you really should do, is you should get you a good set of scales. Now, these are a set of Rapala scales, and they're really, really good scales. I like them. You can store up to eight fish in here. You know, in most bass tournaments, you either have a 1 fish, 3 fish, or a 5 fish limit. And so these things are important to you. It eliminates a lot of the guesswork, but they are not fail-proof. They can fail, and they can give you an inaccurate reading, especially if you do not change the batteries. And I am a living testament to that. You need to change these batteries in this thing at least 4 times a year, maybe more if you're fishing a whole lot more. Because what happened to me was I fished a tournament late in the late spring this past spring, and I had 5 fish, didn't weigh a whole lot. They weighed a little over 9 pounds, pushing close to 10, and on the scales. So I got to the weigh-in, and the fish, my 5 fish, weighed almost a half a pound heavier on their scales than they did on this. Why? because I had not changed the batteries in this thing. So change your batteries. Now, let's say that you've got your fish in the live well, you've got a 5-fish limit or you got a 3-fish limit, and you've got one in there that weighs 3.33 pounds and you've got another one that weighs 3.35. And you catch one and that's, and you got to cull one of those out, or you're not sure of the weight. What do? Do you take those fish out and lay them down on the deck of the boat and just eyeball them, or do you hold them up and look at them? And yeah, we've done that. We've all done that. These things right here, these eyeballs are deceptive, and these eyeballs do not have scales in them. So unless it's obvious, it's not going to be obvious. So what do? The best thing to do is when you get them fish on them cull tags, hook one of them up and hook it up to your cull beam right there. That will eliminate any doubt that you may have that's close with this. One's going to weigh more than the other. So to wrap it up, fish care is important. Hot weather, summertime, daytime or nighttime. Get your ice in your live well. Put your plug in your overflow valve. Load it up with water. Turn the fill switch off. Set it on recirculate. Get you some G-juice, cull tag, scales, cull beam, and your fish will be fine for the most part, and they'll live to see another day. God bless you. You matter somewhere to somebody. You matter to me. Take care of yourselves, and maybe we'll see you on the water. If you do, say hi. God bless you. Take care.